I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're living in the dumbest fucking timeline that has ever existed. This corrupt administration just signed off on a $200 million expansion to the fucking White House, a place for the already powerful. Meanwhile, they're slashing healthcare and food assistance for people who are just trying to fucking survive. You're throwing the poor out into the street, then turning around and making homelessness illegal. What the fuck? You punish people for being poor like it's a crime to be left behind in a system that was rigged against them from the start. And what's your solution? Nothing. Not a damn thing. No housing, no treatment, just fines, jail time, and more broken lives. Meanwhile, every billionaire that you bow to gets a fucking tax break. Not a dime of their stolen wealth gets touched because this system doesn't serve the people. It protects the predators. Speaking of which, let's talk about who's actually running this show. Half these suits in office are either sexual predators, grifters, or power-drunk fascists. And the other half are too damn cowardly to do anything about it. They stand in front of cameras, smirking and smug and quoting scripture, while crucifying the exact people Jesus stood up for. This isn't politics, it's a fucking death cult, dressed in red, white, and blue, and wearing a big red MAGA hat. You don't get to build golden thrones while children starve. You don't get to cry about law and order while robbing the sick and homeless. You don't get to preach morality while covering for rapists in your ranks. We see you, and we're not buying the bullshit anymore, okay? If there's one thing history has taught us, it's this. Empires fall. And when they do, it's because people stood up and said they've had enough. This is our country. It's not yours to pillage. It's not yours to gentrify. And it's not yours to play God while you bury the poor. Give me a like and follow if you're tired of seeing this administration run over the least of us.
The black community emphasize the need for constitution, for rights of the black folks to be considered to be, for the constitution to not be too hard on the black folks. You know, up until now, people say the highest number of people you find in the prison are the black people. And why? It is because the police has been structured to be more, direct on the black folks. It has been structured to be more, lenient, more, it has always been like that. The black folks have little or no privilege. So this is why it looks like the blacks are always speaking, but no one is hearing. No one is talking for them. And you see an average person on the street, the mindset that he or she has as a palm-colored person is so biased, is so entitled, is so, the view is so vague. You know why? Because they have been whitewashed and brainwashed right from cradle, right from when they were young, to feel that they're superior, to feel that that everything is created for them. And that every other person stands second, that they are first, that they are all that matters. And this disillusion, this has blinded their sense of judgment. But as of now, everything is changing. They are beginning to see through the mirror of truth that it is not true. And let me take you to a couple of videos that I've compiled for you, and you will see how palm-colored people are beginning to rise up to the occasion, and they are beginning to speak the truth. And they are also tired of the system that they find themselves, because they see that at the long run, every man is for his own, especially in this regime that is stripping off every benefit, every right of the palm-colored people. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. If you love this great content, do it to subscribe, like, and share. And of course, do me a favor by turning on your notification button so that you can get updates whenever I post videos like this. Credit belongs to every creator of this video. I'll be right back.
I have 2 children that are tall, white, blonde, blue-eyed males. They have the most privilege of anyone else on this earth, truly. And I, as their mother, as their unseasoned mother, is just waking up to the fact that it's my responsibility to teach them about their privilege, about their white ignorance, about white supremacy, and about anti-racist change. I am just waking up to this as of a month ago, that I was brought up in the white supremacy cult, that I was brought up knowing and learning and spreading lies, and just learning and waking up to real history, especially when it comes to the Black community. And that also comes with me realizing that it's my responsibility. And that's heavy. I realized my privilege yesterday. This TikTok of this mama coming into her baby child, and it seemed about the same age as my oldest, 10 or 11, and this baby girl was just unconsolable. And mama finally got out of her that she's afraid that ICE is going to pick up dad from work. That video tore me up yesterday. I have 2 children that if I said the word ICE, they would head to the freezer. And I feel like I'm like that family from The Boy in the Striped Pajamas who is watching all this heinousness happen, and you know it's wrong, you know it's happening, and you don't know what the fuck to do. Speaking from a little boy's perspective, not the parents. I will be taking them to the No King's Day protest this weekend. They will not be ignorant. If it's the last thing I do, they will not be ignorant. But what scares me is when I started waking up to this, my boys already had so much prejudice in them. Telling my 6-year-old that his classmates of color will always be smarter than him. You know, whether you're Latino and you know a different language, you know, you're monolinguist and you will always, will never be as smart as someone who knows more than one language. As well as the Black culture, I let them know that they systemically go through things that you will never understand. And just the absolute dumbfoundedness that they had. They couldn't believe that they weren't superior. I've got a lot of work to do. And unfortunately today I couldn't even get dressed. Because all this shit's really heavy. But I'm just witnessing it. It's not even happening to me. I can't even fathom. If I was that mama who had to convince her child that God is always going to protect dad and that ICE won't get him. So much strength. So much more strength. I'm at a loss for words. I am grieving, and...
What if we all just quit our jobs and filed for unemployment? Like, we don't realize as a society how much power we actually have. They need us to keep shopping at their big box grocery stores. They need us to keep getting sick so we can pay the hospital thousands of dollars. They need us to keep the ball rolling, to keep the system running. We are the ones that are making the system actually work. So what if we all collectively decided to not participate anymore? Because we can't keep going on like this. People can't afford their rent. We can't find jobs. The bills are outweighing how much money people are making. We can't save any money. People are depressed. People are unmotivated. It's just every day. The same, every week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, over and over and over. The system keeps us here when we're the ones who are making the system actually work. What if we all worked together? What if we all decided to quit our jobs, file for unemployment, not pay our rent? What are they going to do? Kick 100,000 people out of their homes?
Hi there, just yelling into the void. So, part of my white fatigue is the complete unwillingness to understand white privilege and what it actually is. A lot of white people seem to think that when you tell them they have white privilege, that somehow you're telling them, well, you just had it easier, or you've never had a hard time, or you've never had down times, or you've never had to pinch pennies. Not the case. That is not what white privilege is. It doesn't mean that you haven't had hard times. What it means is that you haven't had, in addition to those hard times, a judgment placed on you by society of your skin color. You don't have that. And you have been able to take advantage of certain systems that are in place that uphold white supremacy. That is what white privilege is. It's not that you didn't have a hard time. Your color wasn't giving you a hard time. It wasn't creating the issues in your life, not the color of your skin. For Black people, it's different. They have hard times, they have issues, and they also have the strike of their skin color against them, where people are judging them on that, or oppressing them based on that, or basically holding them back based on that, or incarcerating them because of that. So that is what white privilege is. It's that you didn't have that experience. For example, I used to work with this guy. He was your typical Macomb County white guy. If you know, you know. And I remember him telling me that he was a self-made man and that he didn't experience any benefits from white privilege, and that was just a bunch of bunk and it was made up. Well, he also talked about how there was programs in his neighborhood when he was growing up with the boys club and things like that, and how great they were and how they, really helped put them on a path, and had them interacting and learning how to socialize and kind of building connections. Yeah, building connections is really important. And because when you lack education, you can fall back on those connections to kind of prop you up. So that was one of the things that he talked about. And I thought, gee, I wonder if they had those programs available in minority neighborhoods. I don't think so. But another thing would be the neighborhood that he grew up in. What was the tax base like? What about his parents? What advantages were they given? Was his dad able to take advantage of the GI Bill for education, which a lot of Black men were denied? There's just so many things in place, so many systems in place that have given white people advantages that Black people didn't have. They weren't offered to them. They didn't have access to them, and that's your privilege. I hope this helps, and that's my rant. Have a good one. Bye.
The palm-colored people obviously are tired of this system. This system that has been built on lies, that has been built on propaganda, that has been built on gimmicks, that has been built on white privilege, white supremacy. And as you have watched in the video, there's a remnant, even among the white folks, there are a remnant of people that are speaking up, and they are saying this system is not a system that will favor us, that will favor everybody. When the right of some set of people has been denied, it's only a matter of time. The right of everybody will be denied, and that's exactly what is happening. You see, people's right being trampled upon by this present administration, and people are saying, what is happening? You know why that could happen? Because over time, the system is used to trampling on some set of people's right. So they've gotten used to doing it to every other people in the system. And that's exactly what is happening. It's only a matter of time. And now the time has arrived. The time has arisen, excuse me, that even the system that they built for themselves, that they built to deny some set of people their privileges. Now the system is crumbling upon them. They themselves now are tired. They are saying white fatigue. White fatigue because some of those benefits that they used to get, that they are entitled to, that they, when they cough or sneeze, they get those benefits. Now those benefits are gone. They are being denied. The privileges are no longer there. So it's like everybody's on a platter of gold. Everybody is on the playground. There's what we call equilibrium point. Now everybody's at equilibrium point, whereby it has to do with what you know, what you merit, what you deserve, what you are qualified for, according to the Constitution. If you are not, then nothing for you. White privilege looks like it's beginning to fade away, and they are not used to it. And that is why they are crying out. Cost of living has gone up. Cost of groceries has gone up. Their benefit has been denied them. Cost of medical aid is gone. Medicaid gone. Farmers have no access to loan. They are bankrupt. All of these privileges used to go to the white population, but right now, nothing is available for them. And they are tired. Guys, let me know what your views and perception is concerning this trending story about the white folks getting tired of the system that once benefited them, that once put them on a pedestal of glory. And now they're in shame and they're tired of the system. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you love this great content. And of course, turn on the notification button so you can get great content like this and you can be part of the family. Until I come your way again, stay in peace, stay in love, and avoid trouble. Bye for now.